live. I think I'm live before I'm ready for live, ready to be live. But here we are. What are we talking about? Skills. Let's do skills. I think what we're going to talk about are skills. Okay, awesome. What I also want to do too is, it's funny, I'm talking just kind of at random here. Let's see. We're live on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and then Facebook again. I think Facebook, I might switch this. Can I, right now I'm streaming on my personal page on Facebook, which I guess is fine. We'll leave that for now. Anyway, I am streaming on multiple platforms. Let's go ahead and talk. Today we are talking about skills. Skills. Niche ideas, skills. That's what we're talking about. So one of the most important things, so I firmly believe that everybody should be a content creator of some level. And I'm not telling you that you need to have 1 trillion subscribers and followers and all that stuff. What I'm telling you is you should create content as a way to live the life that you want to live, right? All too often, we are living a life that we don't want to live. We are frustrated. We're probably angry, annoyed. You feel like the world owes you something. The world owes you the opportunity to use your skills to make money. The entertainer, the educator, and the helper. Okay, good. And so what you should do is take skills that you have. And the best part about the internet is that you don't have to be an expert in any of these skills. You don't have to have a deep level of knowledge to be successful. You just share what you know and what you've learned. And when you share what you know and what you've learned, you can monetize it. People will pay you for it. For example, you don't have to be an expert in Microsoft Excel. You don't. I sell courses, have sold courses in Microsoft Excel. I'm not an expert. I am far from an expert. I probably have the most to learn when it comes to Microsoft Excel. But you have knowledge, skills, and ability that other people want. Comment your skill down below and I'll give you some examples. There's people out there right now making a full-time income talking about Canva, which is free. You would think, well, how are people making money with Canva when Canva is free? People are making money by creating digital products where they're giving away templates, they're giving away guides, they're selling courses, they're selling memberships where every single month they're creating templates for their members. Comment whatever skills you have, even if you think the skill is stupid. I used to be a software developer. I wasn't a very good software developer. I could teach other people that want to learn how to build programs. My skills were in C++, which a lot of people don't use anymore. But whatever your skill is, at whatever level you have, and by you telling people how to use their skill, you actually learn more as well. And then you can simply share what you've learned. So what are some skills that I've had? Content creation. I can teach people about that skill because there's a lot of people out there that want to learn how to create content. There's a lot of people out there that want to learn about the different tools and things that I use to create content. A skill is parenting. Not everyone is a good parent. I still obviously have a lot to learn when it comes to parenting, but I can simply share what I've learned to this point and people will follow you. The most common skills, and one thing that you can do is you can just go to Google and type in, what are the most common skills? If you have a skill in Google Sheets, so communication, problem solving, teamwork, 120 essential skills to list on your resume. Let's see if we scroll down a little bit. Soft skills. So active listening. Teach other people how to actively listen. Teach people how to negotiate. Teach people how to teach. You don't have to go to college in order to teach people what you've learned. And then you can monetize that, which is really cool. It's really powerful. And people will listen to you because they trust you, and people are attracted to you because you're going to create content. So I'm looking at this: active listening, storytelling, the art of telling stories. The best content creators in the world tell stories. And that's why people are so drawn into them. And that's why people watch and engage with their content, because they tell stories. If you know how to tell stories, whether they're short form or long form, you can build a following and you can monetize that. In fact, there are some cards that I have. I don't have them here, but there's some cards that I have that teach you how to tell stories. Um, Written communication, writing emails and blogs and long form sales letters are all skills. Again, you don't have to be an expert in any of these things. Summarizing, presenting, how to use PowerPoint or Google Sheets, patience, positivity, conflict management, coaching. Think about the skills that you have, the skills that you have attained and learned throughout the years. There's somebody right now that wants to learn that exact skill. Then you can turn around and teach it to them, and you can make money from it. And the way that it goes, it's really simple: is you create content on social media, whether it's here or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter, wherever it is. People are going to be attracted to you, and then they're going to start following with you. They're going to engage with you. They're going to like, comment, share, and then you can sell them a digital product on the back end. You can sell them templates. So the first digital product that I encourage people to sell is a DIY solution, do-it-themselves solution. For example, templates are really simple. If we go back up and we look at storytelling, you could sell storytelling templates. How to tell stories on social media is a really powerful one that you could create and sell if you have a background in storytelling. Written communication, you can sell email templates. You can sell resume templates. Those are always a good first entry, because most people want to try and do it themselves. They want to try and figure it out themselves. And then if they can't figure it out themselves, they will come back to you for additional help. That's when you can sell them more. But you can just quickly go through customer service. Those are jobs that people want. Documenting, reporting, interpersonal skills is always a big one. Patience, positivity. Let's see if we can scroll down. Observing, simplifying, streamlining, critical thinking. A lot of people, hey, thanks for the follow, James. A lot of people struggle with critical thinking. And if you can teach them, like there's a lot of people right now that think that the younger generations don't know how to critically think. And so if you can teach them that, or share with them that you know how to do that, or talk to their parents about it, you can make money. And you don't have to sing, you don't have to dance. You can simply just share what you know. Mentoring, goal setting, directing, supervising. If you know how to shop, that's a skill. Teach people how to shop. Especially now, if you live in the United States, things are more expensive. Teach people how to shop. That's a skill people need. How to find the best deals. How to look at I almost said newspaper, but how to look at a sales ad and find the best deals. Most people will just look at the number. Okay, it looks like $6.99 is cheaper than $12.99. I'm going to get that. Oh no, you need to look at the cost per ounce or cost per pound, and that's how you find the best deal. Teach people how to shop, and then sell them something on the back end. A really good example. So let's say you know how to shop for the best deals. You are in the budgeting niche, right? You go to the grocery store and you say, on the surface, um, this I don't know, this cup of coffee and this gum appear to be the same price, but in reality, this coffee is cheaper. And let me explain to you why. You can create content about budgeting. You can create content about how to find the best deals, and should you shop at multiple grocery stores, and how to tell, what is this one? How to tell if you are getting value or if you're wasting money. Those are all skills. The stupid, simple things that you know how to do is a skill that someone else doesn't know how to do. And if you show them and you show up through your content and you let them know that you know how to do it and you can help them, you can monetize your skills. So comment down below what skills you have or what skills other people have, or if you're wondering how to monetize what you already know how to do, and I'll help you out with that. So what are some skills? Driving, tying tying a tie, changing the oil in your car, changing your tires, basic stupid, simple, everyday skills that everybody knows because not everybody knows them. And you could be that person to teach them. How cool is that? Stuff that you already know how to do could make you money. You don't have to, and the best part about the internet is that you don't have to revolutionize what's out there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, as they say. Just talk about stuff that's really common, because the really common stuff is uncommon. Let me ask you a question. At what age did you learn that you could not put aluminum foil in a microwave? At what age? Comment down below. What age did you learn that you could not put aluminum foil in a microwave? Some people, this might be the first time learning that you can't actually do it. That's knowledge that you can share with other people, and people will pay you for it. Smart people will ask how. How is that possible? How would someone pay you for your knowledge? But this is where the success lies. The success is not found in some super secret, untapped, hidden niche that nobody knows about. It's in sharing information about accounting. You know about accounts receivable. You know about accounts payable, first in, first out, first in, last out. You know how about that stuff. Share your knowledge, because let's say you start an account, and actually, my one of my other TikTok accounts was about teaching people about Microsoft Excel. Um, let's say you start creating content about accounting. There's a there's a person out there, a parent, a mom, a dad, are trying to figure out how to budget. There is a small business owner that can't afford to pay an accounting firm, so they're trying to do the accounting themselves. And they watch your videos and they learn about how to do accounting properly, so that they don't get audited. Right? They learn from you through your content, and then they say, "Hey, um, do you have a template? Do you have a Microsoft Excel template? Do you have a Google Sheet template that I could download so that I can make sure that my accounting practices are correct?" Because before, the mom and shop, the bakery, the candlestick makers, they were just doing accounting based on vibes and based on feeling. But you show them that not doing accounting the right way through TikTok or through social media, not doing accounting the right way could land you. They should just use AI. But they don't. But here's the thing: you only get what you get out. You only get what you put in with AI. If they don't even know the basics of what to put into AI, they're going to get bad information. A lot of people are going to go to ChatGPT and say how to do accounting with AI, but they don't know where to start. And so you could be that person to show them how to use AI with accounting the right way. Okay. Most people assume that everybody knows what to put into AI, but AI is still foreign to a significant portion of the world. So why don't you be that person to show them how to use AI for accounting, or how to use AI for word processing? Because there's a lot of people out there right now that are using AI to help them create TikTok scripts, because they were told that you could use AI for TikTok scripts and they're still getting bad output, and they're not progressing, they're not getting any better. But you could be that person to show them how to use AI to create the perfect TikTok scripts, so that they can get more viewers. That's the key. Most people assume that everybody knows how to use AI properly, when there's a significant portion of the world that has not used AI before, doesn't understand what you need to put in, and will continue to get bad output because they're putting in bad input. But that's the game. The game is understanding how to pair two things together to create something unique and different. Does that make sense? What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Um, okay, well, we will, I want to get out of there. Get out. And I want to branch new chat. No, I don't want to do that. So like right now I'm using AI. I'm using AI to create um, infographics for, I didn't like this one. I'm using AI to create infographics that I'm going to give away. Most people don't know that you can do that, or most people don't know the prompts that you need to put in or where to go in order to do something like this. But if you've got, if your skill level is in AI, teach people how to use it. So other skills, word processing, spreadsheet building, which we've talked about, coding. Lots of people out there want to learn how to code, um, programming, operating equipment. Create content teaching people how to use CNC, or how to use AutoCAD, or how to use a desktop computer. Again, a lot of people assume that everybody knows how to use a desktop computer, but if you show them like hotkeys, if you show them how to repair their computer, or you show them how to make their computer faster, they'll pay you for it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just do the basics, because everybody out there assumes that everybody already knows the basics. But most people, someone has to learn the basics at some point. Someone has to learn how to program a computer, or someone has to learn how to get to the internet, or how to get to Canva. Everyone just assumes that they know that, but you can be that person to teach the basics, because 99% of people don't know the basics. Teach them the basics. If you know how to speak a language, I'm just scrolling through. Indeed has 150 skills. Take the skills that you know and teach somebody else. That's it. Translating, speaking, writing, conversing. Most people would say conversating there. Um, a lot of people don't know proper language and terminology and proper words, proofreading. If you comment your skills down below, and I'll give you some ideas on how to monetize it without the YouTube Partner Program or the TikTok Shop or any of that other stuff. Design skills, graphic design. A lot of people don't know that you could use Canva to do a lot. You teach them how to use Canva to create Instagram stories, they'll pay you for it. Photo editing, video editing, basic skills, guys. Don't overcomplicate this. I'm going to download this one. Basic everyday skills will put money in your pocket. How to use Facebook. That's a skill. Everything you already know how to do. Start sharing it with other people, and you can make money. You can make the quote unquote passive income that everyone's chasing after. Comment your skill down below. I'll give you some real examples. And if you don't know, if you have no clue what your skills are, go to a website like Udemy or Udemy. It's a course marketplace, and start typing in words. Start typing in things that you know how to do. And if you say, I know how to do that, now you can teach it to other people. Go to Google or go to YouTube and look at your previous search terms. Whatever you've searched for and you've learned, you can now turn around and teach it to somebody else. And you can make money doing it. It really is as simple as that. You're not successful. Most likely you're not successful because you've overcomplicated this process. You've made this process more difficult than it has to be. Or you're trying to do something that you're not aligned with. Like, a lot of people want to teach other people how to make money when they've never actually made money themselves. Teach people what you already know. Teach people how to travel. I see someone in here from South Africa. Teach people about traveling to South Africa. Is South Africa safe? Teach them about it. Because there's a perception out there that there's a street called Americano Street is the quote unquote most dangerous street in South Africa. Is it true? Teach them about it. Because there's going to be a segment of people that want to travel to South Africa for vacation. It really is as simple as that. Teach people what you already know, the skills you've already built up and attained and acquired. Actually, I wonder, can you guys even hear me? I forgot to bring in the microphone. I've got this microphone, so I'm streaming. I'm using a software called Restream to stream. and because I'm streaming both from my computer and from my phone, and I just realized that I'm not talking into the microphone here. I've just been talking and talking and so on. But anyway, whatever skills you have, if you know how to browse the internet, if you know how to find the best discounts, if you know how to throw a spiral, if you know how to throw a curveball, um, teach about these books. If you've read a bunch of books, there's always somebody out there that wants to know if a book is going to help them solve their problem. Teach about painting. I'm not a good painter. I should show you guys my paint job. I'm not a good painter. If you have successfully painted a kitchen, teach people about it. Teach people about the process and the steps and what's required. I want to remake it. Should have created, don't like the style. Odd cropping, we'll say, submit. But yeah, teach about what you know. If you have a skill for listening to music and you can hear things that other people aren't hearing, tell people about it. Teach them. I have a friend, I don't know if he's still on. I have a friend who listens to music on a turntable. Teach people about it because that's a skill. I don't know anything about turntables or getting started or really anything about turntables. Teach people about that and you can make money. You can be successful. I'm just like thinking about random things. I don't have anything planned. And then teach people about how you learned it. Analytical skills. If you know how to research, interpret, process information, calculating, predicting, forecasting. Again, think about all of the problems that you have successfully navigated in your life. Then you can turn around and teach someone else. What are some basic skills? If you know how to communicate, if you know how to communicate in the workplace, that's a huge skill. Whether it's written, whether it is spoken, how to speak to your boss to get your message across, to get your point across without getting fired or yelled at. These are all skills. How to hang pictures on the wall. I'm just like looking around my office. How to hang a TV. That's a skill. I've hung a bunch of TVs. Some of them have not been level. You can teach people DIY projects around your house. And I'm telling you, DIY projects are going to be incredibly popular over the next several years in the United States. As the economic conditions worsen, people are going to still need stuff fixed. People are still going to need stuff fixed. However, they're not going to have the money to go out and fix it, to hire somebody to fix it. People are going to still need their oil changed. So two things are going to happen. Either they're going to learn how to do it themselves, or they're not going to change the oil and their car's going to blow up. Most people aren't going to have the ability to hire somebody to change the oil, but the oil change is still going to need to be required. So if you know how to change an oil in a Kia Sorento, teach people how to change the oil. Teach people how to do the car maintenance required so that their car lasts another 100,000 miles. That's it. And then monetize it on the back end. You could sell a 24-point inspection to make sure your car is winter ready. How to drive in the winter. Halloween. DIY Halloween ideas. Teach people how to create a princess costume for fifth graders. Teach people how to sew it themselves. That's a skill. Sewing's a skill. It's a big skill. And then you could sell the templates. Sell the templates in the back end. And then you could sell a sewing course. Some people might want you to just do it for them. They might pay you. They might send you a direct message and say, I don't have the time or the want to, or I failed doing this miserably. Can you do it for me? And I'll pay you for it. Then you've got a whole little business through social media where people pay you to sew. What do you guys think about that? But it really is as simple as that, guys. I'm trying to think of other skills that you could potentially monetize. Why is this not working? Retry. I'm going to put all of these inside of a folder. New folder. I'm going to call this Facebook infographics. All right, cool. And I should move that over to somewhere else. Anyway, if you know how to cook, teach other people cooking. If you know how to cook for one, cooking for singles, that's pretty big. Because most recipes, if you look on a website like allrecipes.com, they are for a family of four. So you could create content where you teach people how to cook for one, or how to meal prep for one, how to weeknight meals, how to cook 30-minute meals for one for weeknights. And then you could sell a shopping list. So instead of buying 10 pounds of ground beef, just buy 1.5. Teach people that. How to bake for one, how to bake a cake for one. That's interesting. How to bake a rum cake for one. So that instead of having this huge rum cake that goes to waste, they create an individual piece that they can make for themselves. What do you guys think about that? That's an idea. Baking for one. So instead of baking entire sheets of cake, or how to, like if you go buy a Betty Crocker cake mix, how to cook it for one. How to make individual slices. That's what somebody should do. That's what you should do. If you're struggling for an idea, how to bake for one, how to bake desserts for one. Because there's a lot of people out there, me included, that just have like, I want a slice of carrot cake. So instead of making an entire thing of carrot cake that either goes to waste or we overeat, make one portion of carrot cake. That's the play. That's what somebody should do. Teach people how to bake for one, or how to cook Jamaican food for one, or Italian food, to make sure that they have the right portions and they can save money. That's what somebody should do. If you want to monetize your skill, teach people how to cook and bake for one. And in the process, you'll learn how to better cook and bake for one. Now you might be thinking, well, Alston, ChatGPT can teach you how to do that. But you create videos on social media because most people are visual. They want to see the process of it happening. They want to see the end result. That's what somebody should do. Let me know if you guys would do that. Let me know if you think that's a cool idea. Cooking and baking for one. How to make one serving size of chocolate chip cookies, so that most of it doesn't go to waste. Because that's the problem. If you live alone, one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to overeat, or you're going to throw a bunch of it away, and you're going to waste it. But if you teach people, if you teach people how to bake for one, they can eat whatever it is that they want and not waste. So cooking, baking, those are all skills that you have and you could share with other people. But you also have to remember, there are people that are 19, 20, 21, 22, and so on, that have never needed to cook for themselves before, and so they don't know how to do it. Their parents always cook for them, or they always ordered out, and now that they've got their first big boy job, they can't actually, they don't know how to cook, and they're trying to budget and save money. So teach people how to cook and how to bake. Or, if they are in a relationship, they're dating someone, teach them how to cook a home cooked meal for two. How to cook a 5-course meal for two. so that they can impress their significant other. One of the things that I did, and my wife was just talking about it the other day, is when we found out we were having twins. Um, when we found out we were having twins, I started cooking like a madman because I felt like my wife wasn't gaining enough weight. And so I learned how to cook jambalaya. I don't even eat seafood really like that. I learned how to make chocolate cake. And so I was just like feeding her all of this food. And at the time it was just the two of us. So a lot of that food went to waste because I didn't eat jambalaya really. Um, and we were making these big chocolate cakes for a family of three, and they were like 3-layer cakes. And so there was like the chocolate layer, and then there was frosting. There were chocolate layer, and so a lot of that food went to waste. Cooking for pregnancy cooking, making sure that the the mom and the baby, or babies plural, were getting everything that they needed. So yeah, whenever she came home for work, so I used to work at a university, and I'd get home from work before. Whenever so I would work, and then on my lunch break, I would go over to the grocery store here. I would get all the foods. I would spend the first half of my day actually looking at food to eat or food to make, prepare, cook. I would get a shopping list, go over to the grocery store during my lunch break, get all the food that I need, put it in the refrigerator or freezer, whatever it is. And then when I get off work, I'd make the food. And then by the time she got home, have like a 3-course meal prepared for her, because I wanted to make sure that she was eating enough, eating more than enough. And you can attract people through your content to do the same thing. All skill-based, guys. Again, you don't got to reinvent the wheel. If you know how to train your dog, teach other people how to train their pets. If you know how to cook for their pets. Let's see. Let me get out of here. Okay, great. How cool is that? You just share whatever skills you have. Like Beta Bride, if you know how to get people to make it to the altar because you've made it to the altar, share your tips. Share your tips, because there's a lot of people out there that want that and are struggling with it. If you know how to care for a reptile, my son wanted a rabbit. There's a person on here that has a special type of tortoise. Teach people how to care for it. Teach people about the misconceptions about caring for rabbits and turtles and all those things. Whatever skills you currently have, there's somebody out there that wants to learn them. Or there's someone out there that doesn't realize that they need that skill yet. And you can attract those people through your content. Attract them through your content. Create content, teaching people how to use that skill, and then monetize it on the back end. That's all we're doing. That's what everyone else is doing. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing that too. Don't overcomplicate it. Start small, start with where you are. And then as you start building, improve over time. As you get better, as you get more consistent, as you learn more, turn around and share it with your audience. Hey guys, I just learned how to cook fettuccine Alfredo for one. Here's what you do step by step. Cool. That's all this is. Learn something and then teach someone else how to do it. If you know how to do AutoCAD, if you know how to draft. Hell, you could teach people as you're learning things yourself. Hey, this is what I learned today in nursing school. These are the 5 most important things that I learned in my Management 101 class. And there will be a group of people that want to learn from you and follow on your journey. And that's what I mean when I say you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be Stephen Hawking when it comes to baking. You don't have to be a professional baker with 300 years of experience. Hey guys, I'm just like you. I am single, I live alone, and I wanted to stop wasting so much food. So every day I'm going to share with you something that I learned while cooking for one. And if you want to stop wasting food and start saving money, follow along. That's all it has to be. Or, hey, we've got a family of 5 here now. Uh, and sometimes our kids eat everything and sometimes they eat nothing. Here's how to cook for a family of 5 of growing kids that sometimes eat everything and sometimes eat nothing. Or, hey, I've got this health condition and this is what I eat to make sure that I stay inside of my issue. I don't have issues. It's not a great setup, but hopefully you guys get the idea. Comment your skills down below and I'll give you some examples. Or if you don't, if you're not sure, if you're not sure, go look at what you search on YouTube, TikTok. Go look at the Facebook groups that you're in. Go look at Reddit. Reddit's always a really big one. And in fact, I'm going to show you a step-by-step guide. I'm going to make a video, a step-by-step guide on how to find niche ideas and content ideas inside of Reddit that are safe for work. One problem that people have when it comes to Reddit is that a lot of Reddit is not safe for work, and so they're a little hesitant. But you can find, gamers. Teach people. What I really like about gaming is all skill-based. Teach people how to beat a certain level inside of a video game. Teach people, if you play College Football 26 like I do, teach people how to run the option, how to run an RPO, run pass option. Tell people how to become the #1 ranked team for Ultimate League, or tell people how to dominate their dynasty in Madden, or tell people how to recruit better in college football. Because there's people out there that don't know how to recruit. There's people out there that don't know how to win or get better in Madden. They're tired of their friends kicking their butt. They're tired of coming in last place. Talk about fantasy football. Teach people about fantasy sports. There's a billion out there. Take what you already know, what you already do, and share it. Share it with people, and then monetize on the back end. So what I'm doing right now is I am creating infographics to give away for free inside of Facebook groups. And what I do is I use other people's Facebook groups to attract people to me. And the way that I do it is in the past, I actually hired somebody over on Fiverr to create these infographics for me. Now with AI, I create them, and then I just post them inside of the different groups. And what happens is people will see that I'm providing helpful information. They're going to click on my avatar. And then when they click on my avatar, they're going to see my homepage, my page where I have who I am, what I do, and how I help people. Some of those people are going to want to learn more about me. They might send me a DM. They might click on one of my links that go to one of my landing pages where I give away something for free. And some of them will engage with me. I build my mailing list. Some of those people are going to become buyers of my products and services, and I make money. Skills. If you know how to get the best out of AI, if you know how to get the best prompts for creating TikTok scripts with AI, share that, and then sell AI prompts. Share that knowledge, skill, and ability through social media, and then monetize in the back end. And I'm not talking about TikTok Shop, not talking about the TikTok Creativity Fund. Monetize it on your own. And this is something anybody can do. Everybody should do. You can do it. There's no reason why you can't do it. Comment why you can't do it. If you think that this isn't possible, tell me why, because I'm curious. I'd be interested to know why you can't do this, why you shouldn't even try. One of the biggest problems that I face, or I see others face, is the fear of being perfect. People fear that they've got to be perfect, so they either don't try, they give up, they're way too critical of themselves, and so they don't ever get anywhere. But perfection is a myth. The only thing you should be doing is creating content and let other people decide if it's good or not. There's no such thing as perfect. The only thing that's perfect is the thing that is done. Upload your content, put in the internet, and let the world decide if it's good or bad. If it's good, you'll get a bunch of views, followers, engagement. If it's bad, nobody will see it, which sounds like a win-win. And if it's bad, it gives you an opportunity to improve. It gives you the opportunity to get better. If you look at something and nobody views it, hey, it's a bad piece of content. Worst thing that could happen, nobody sees it, nobody engages, and you look at it and say, what did I do wrong there? But you'll never know if you have a bad piece of content if you don't upload it. If you don't send it into the world and let the world dictate and decide if it's good or bad. But there's no such thing as a perfect piece of content. Your favorite content creator will tell you that. But your favorite content creator has decided to get out of their own way and let the world decide if the content's good or bad. So stop worrying about perfection. Stop overvaluing what you perceive as perfect, because what you think is perfect, that content creator will be like, no, this is where I messed up. This is what I did wrong in this video, but you didn't know because I just kept going. So perfection's a myth. In fact, I want to encourage you to be imperfect. I want to challenge you to be imperfect. Show up as you are. Your hair is undone, didn't put any makeup on, you didn't get a haircut, you don't have your thoughts fully together, you make an error when speaking, don't edit it out. Like if you watch some of my videos, I say a lot. I say a lot. I might stutter. I might repeat myself. I leave it in there. Let the world tell me that that's bad. Let the world. I used to spend a lot of time editing out all of the ums and ahs. I would spend more time editing out the ums and ahs than it would take me to make an entire video. But that didn't change. That didn't have a huge impact on people watching my content. In fact, it made my content look worse because I would say something and then there would be a pause because I had to edit out that or ah. Leave your ums and ahs in there, because with AI, and you can kind of tell when things are AI because everything is polished and perfect. But with AI now, because everything looks perfect and polished, people are skeptical. Is this real or is it AI? But you leave in that you leave in that ah, you leave in that pregnant pause. People will say, okay, this is a real human being. And people will trust you. You show up on camera. People will trust you. And when people trust you, they'll buy from you. They'll engage with you. They'll follow you. They'll be your biggest cheerleader. The other thing I want to share with you, and I say this every single video, is don't try and be an influencer. Trying to be an influencer is the worst thing that you could do for yourself. Because being an influencer, there's a lot of issues with being an influencer. But one of the biggest issues with being an influencer is that people will turn on you. People, if you say one thing that they don't like, boom, they'll turn on you, you're gone. People will be preying on your downfall. There's an inherent distrust in people that are quote unquote influencers. And with being an influencer, you've got to constantly jump on the content hamster wheel. You've got to make content after content after content just to be recognized. And you've got to have an opinion on everything. And if you don't have an opinion, people are going to assume they know what you are thinking about a given topic. And when they assume, oftentimes they assume wrong, and they start putting words in your mouth, or they start interpreting every little thing that you do and say. Well, this person said the instead of saying the, so that must mean this. So don't be an influencer. Be a person that solves problems. And when you solve problems, you then become an influencer. Because by you helping someone, you are influencing their actions, their decisions, their thought process, and their thought patterns. So don't just be an influencer. Be a person that solves problems. And the pendulum is swinging back on influencers. I'm seeing now more than ever where people are actually like, I hate influencers. Influencers make too much money. Influencers need to go away. However, a person that solves problems, you'll never hear that. You'll never hear someone complain about a problem solver. Hey, this person is solving too many problems. You'll never hear that. The other thing too is when you solve problems, it's evergreen, because there's always going to be a new person that has a problem that needs it solved by your content. Really important to understand. There's always going to be someone that doesn't know that you can't put aluminum foil in a microwave. There will always be a person there. However, on the other side, eventually, nobody will find value in Kim Kardashian or whomever the biggest influencer is on TikTok. People will stop finding that person valuable or knowledgeable, or that person will say one thing that you don't like and then unfollow. However, if you're constantly teaching what you know, there will always be a brand new person that needs that information and that knowledge. And some of them will pay you for it. What time is it? It is 10:24, and I've been on for about 47 minutes. Pretty cool. So I'm going to go for about an hour, go for another 15 minutes. What do you guys have questions? What questions do you guys have? Just so you guys know, I am streaming live on TikTok, Facebook, personal page, Facebook business page, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch. Hey, Dominating Impulse, what's going on? What's your skill? Name a skill that you have. And I'll give you some ideas on how to monetize it. Could be literally anything. Video editing, perfect. So here's what I would do. Here's what I would do with video editing. I'm more of a streamer though. Cool, doesn't matter. There's people out there, whether you're a streamer or you're a YouTuber or you're a TikToker, teach people how to edit videos, because there's always going to be a content creator that wants to improve. See, what you've got to understand, and this isn't really toward you, Dominating Impulse, is you've got to understand what people really want. There are people out there that think, hey, if I become a better video editor, I'll be able to make more money. And so if you say, hey, look, here's how to improve your video editing skills so that you can make more money, people will perk their ears up. They'll say, I want to make more money. Here's how you can start off your content. Like, here's how you can edit your videos so that you can get 200,000 more views per day. And people think, okay, more views equal more money. And so they're going to want to hang around and listen to that. But here's what you do. You provide quick tips. Let's say, right now I edit my videos through Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro. You say, here are 3 things you didn't know you could do with Adobe Premiere Pro. Number 1, transcribe your videos and put all of the captions on the screen. Number 2, quick export. Number 3, export directly to YouTube. And then, you create short little videos like that. Then you say, here, if you want my hotkeys for editing videos in half the time, because that's a problem that people have, go to this link. Go to dominatingimpulse.com. And then they can buy that for $7. Or you say, here, I put together a complete masterclass teaching you how to edit your videos like Mr. Beast so that you can get 1 million followers and get brand deals. I'm selling this course for $97. Or if you want me to personally edit your videos so that you can get your time back, because time is a huge problem with video editing, or if you want to hire me to edit your videos, I can edit your videos for $1,000 a month. People will pay you for it. But use social media, use YouTube, use TikTok as a way to attract people to you. Dominating impulse, does that make sense? If you're still on. But you simply would provide quick tips or show results. Here's how I edited one of my clients' videos so that they got 200,000 more likes in 2 hours. Show people the results, show people behind the scenes. Here's my setup. Here are the best tools that I use to edit. Here's how I use AI to edit my videos. Teach people your skill. And what will happen is some people will say, hey, thanks for that knowledge. And they'll take it and they'll try and do it themselves. Some people will say that's too hard. And they'll say, can you just do it for me? Or do you have any shortcuts? Or do you have any tips? And they'll pay you for it. It's happening all day, every day. All day and night. People are doing this. Comment your skill down below. And I'll give you some examples. You can sell templates. So let's say, or you could sell even presets. One of the things that I used to buy a lot of were little presets, Premiere Pro presets on Video Hive. So like, what are some of them that I used to buy? Effects. You can buy effects. You can create effects. Or you can create presets, like I said. If you know how to do color grading, you can sell color grading presets. So like, if you want, some people, when I say color grading, some people want their video to be black and white. That's color grading. And that's a preset that people can sell and buy. And the way that it works is, you make your video just like I'm making now. Then you can take that preset and put it on top of the video inside of an adjustment layer, and it changes the color so that it's black and white to make that more dramatic effect. Some people want those for weddings. There are wedding presets, wedding color grading presets. Dominating Impulse said that he's a streamer. You can sell templates, streaming templates. So you know how they've got like their name at the bottom and they've got their like TikTok handle. You can sell those. You can make them and sell them through Photoshop or Premiere Pro. And people that want to grow their following as a streamer will buy them. They think that's the missing piece. Hey, that'll help me get more followers. That'll help me monetize my what's it called? Amazon. I forgot the name of it. Comment your skill down below. These are basic everyday things that you guys can do. Really simple. Really simple stuff. And what's really cool is like I don't have a background in this stuff, but I can think about the end result. Why people really want to do something. Right? They want to stream because they believe that streaming is a way to fire their boss. They want to stream because they believe the more followers they have, they can be like, is it Kai Cenat? I think that's his name. Or the guy that did Streaming University. Those people signed up for Streaming University not because they're passionate about streaming or making video content. They're doing it so that they don't have to work, or they believe that they don't have to work a regular job. And if you understand the real reason, the end reason why people do things, and you talk to those things, you can make money. That's why whenever you see someone talking about side hustles, they say, imagine working a side hustle that allows you to quit your full-time job. Imagine only working 3 hours a day, but making a full-time income. Understand the underlying why. of what people really want, and you can be successful. Comment down below if you guys have any questions. Let's see, we got about 5 more minutes, which is pretty cool. 5 more minutes, but comment your questions down below. Essentially, what I'm doing right now, like I said, is I'm just making infographics with ChatGPT, and I will be taking those infographics and putting them in Facebook groups as a way to attract people to me. It's a real simple process that you can do. What is this? 1 post, 5 platforms. Where is that at? 1 post, 5 platforms. I don't see that anywhere. Type your digital product stack. Okay, let's say how to collect emails from every post. Let's try that one. Anyway, what other questions do you guys have? Do you have any questions? Is this making sense? Comment yes if this makes sense. Comment yes if you could see yourself doing this. Comment 3 if you think this is all pie in the sky BS that another person is just feeding you. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with me. Because I don't mind. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. A lot of people want to believe that what I'm telling you is easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's not easy because you're going to have to fight against yourself. You're going to have to fight against yourself and what you believe and what you've been told and conditioned to believe for so long. That's the battle that people have to have, is the internal battle with yourself. And if you can win the battle against yourself, you can be successful. But, you're going to tell yourself you're not good enough. You're going to tell yourself you're not smart enough. You're going to tell yourself you don't have enough social proof or enough proof to share your knowledge, skills, and ability, when that's all false. You know enough, you're smart enough, you've done it long enough to now start sharing it with other people. The number one thing that I think most people have to do is get out of their own way. Fix your mindset. Fix your belief. Hey, thanks, architect. Fix your belief, because we've been conditioned to believe that the only way we can make money is by having a boss. The only way that we can be successful is by someone standing over you, telling you that you've got to do it this way. That's the thing. If you can get past that, you can be a content creator. If you can get past that, you can monetize your knowledge. But we've been told that the only way that we can monetize our knowledge is through somebody handing us a physical paycheck or, a direct deposit, is by having a boss or a manager telling us what to do. And if you can figure out a way to force yourself to do the stuff that is hard or difficult or challenging or annoying or frustrating, if you can do that every day, you can be successful. Because making money online, starting an online business, is boring. And it's just doing the same stuff every day and doing the same stuff again and again and again. That's really what all of this is. But it's the person that has the ability to do the boring stuff, the same stuff every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you feel like it's not working. Those are the people that are successful. They're no different than you. They've just given themselves the ability to get back up every single day to do the same thing. That's the only difference. Playing the long game. Yep. Yes. Yep. It's like growing a tree. It's like, planting a garden. You put that seed in the ground. You're excited for what can happen. You're excited for that seed to turn into an apple tree. But every day you got to show up and do the basics for that apple tree, or it's not going to work. Right? The apple tree doesn't turn, the apple seed doesn't turn into an apple tree after 2 days. You might see a sprout after 6 months. But that's the key. That's the people that are successful understand that you've got to keep showing up every single day and doing the same. Yep. Literally nothing for months. The people that are successful accept the fact. And I actually think that content creation is more like playing basketball or playing baseball. LeBron James has been playing basketball since he was 6 years old. When he took his first jump shot at 6 years old, he probably airballed. He probably didn't get the ball 3 feet off the ground. Michael Jordan, his first jump shot didn't go in. His parents probably helped him shoot his first jump shot. But through repetition, shooting the same shot again and again and again allowed him to shoot that shot when it was game 6. Jumping up and dunking a million times put him in a position to be able to dunk when it mattered most. And it's the same thing with content creation and starting an online business. You've got to be willing to do that exact same boring thing every single day when it's not fun, when it feels like work. You got to be willing to do it. And the people that are willing to do it find success. People that aren't willing to do it, they don't find success. And they're frustrated and they're annoyed and they're angry and they're tired because they see other people that started after them finding the success that they could have had. Anyway, I have been on for an hour and 1 minute. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out and commenting and liking and following. I appreciate it. The plan is to go live every single day. I didn't go live yesterday because I was on a field trip and I came back and took like a 2-hour nap. But the goal is to go live every single day, even when I don't want to, even when I don't feel like it. We all go through the same hurdles and challenges. It's the people that accept those hurdles and challenges that are successful. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.